Okay, so same as we can have and this atmosphere and presence that have you surrounded by God's presence and have you with the angelic realm. You can also have that where now it's also now the opposite side, the enemy's camp. What we find here is this man was in lonely places, right? He was in lonely places and he was among dead things. He was in the wilderness and he was also among dead things. So, what does that mean for us? We don't really want to harbor things that are dying because we're people that have life, right? The lifeblood of Jesus is in us. So if there's things that are dying and dying away from you, we shouldn't be holding on to those. The things that's profiting and making life happen for us, we use those things to create an atmosphere that pulls God towards us, that is pleasing to God. If you notice in the temple, when they used to do their sacrifices, they would actually have a sweet smell with the dead thing. Yeah, so that it's when it, as I say, created in God's presence in His nostrils, a sweet smell. So He's accepting something that was dying, but then wrapping it into something that smelled sweet, right? It's not that God didn't know what it was, but it was just a principle. Because among God, there's no dead things. He's not the God of death. He's the God of life, And so it is with us is that we should want things that are living amongst us to be around us. We should have that thought that we don't want to be by ourselves. That's why you notice like some of our kids are suffering depression and all this other stuff. That's leading entryways to introducing demons to you. That first one that I read, or was the second one? Okay, yeah, it's the second one actually. Notice what it says. Then they sailed to the country of the Gadarenes, which is opposite Galilee. And when he stepped out on the land, there met him a certain man from the city who had demons for a long time and wore no clothes. When he saw Jesus, he cried out, fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, "What have I done to you, Jesus, Son of Man, the Most High God?" But it emphasizes that demons were coming in and out of him. They were coming into him, right? So in us, we can actually create a presence that is the atmosphere that harbors demons. If we're consistently listening to things that are dark and depressing, you're going to have that. They'll come to you. Just like if you listen to good, godly things, you're going to have God's presence come among you. You can't mix these two together. If you're of light, you're going to be of light. If you're of dark, you're going to be of dark. One day, you can't be, I'm all for the light, and then the next day, listening to and seeing things that are dark and demonic and full of death. It's a weird place because in that place, the light's not going to win. The darkness is going to win because it's easy, because your flesh is drawn to those things anyways. The flesh is dying. It's the last of the thing that needs to die, but it's dying.